Hello everybody and welcome to Beyond the Game. Today we're gonna shoot little green Kerbals into space where no Kerbal has gone before. Or, if they're unlucky, we're gonna blow them up in midair. Kerbal Space Program was released several years ago on Steam's Early Access and later ported to the PS4 and Xbox One. However, it was never released in Europe because Kerbal Space Program back then was kind of a buggy mess and even deleting your save files. Now, they finally released a new edition called Kerbal Space Program Enhanced Edition, and we're gonna see if it's any good or not. As soon as you start playing Kerbal Space Program, you will notice one thing. The game isn't the most pretty game out there. However, Kerbal Space Program is a very physics-heavy game. I played this myself on the standard PS4 and was easily in the beginning hitting the 30 frames per second. However, later in the game when you start to build bigger rockets, the frame rate drops significantly and can even hit the low 20s or even below the 20. And there are even occasions that the screen stutters and freezes for a second. The parts to build your space planes and rockets with all look great, and the frantic smiles of your Kerbals in your rocket all look hilarious, and those little guys have no clue what they're in for. If you're lucky in Kerbal Space Program, you will be visiting many planets. However, besides a different color and different sizes, they all do look alike. Besides the launch site on Kerbin itself, where you launch all your rockets, there's not much to see, and soon you will also be soaring into space. Space itself feels like it should be. It's large, dark, and full of stars. A big portion of the game, however, is played in the map view. Here you see where you are in the galaxy, and it's also here where you plan your maneuvers to go to distant planets. So, what about the sound and the music in Kerbal Space Program? The music is very mellow and calming tunes come out of your speaker as soon as you reach orbit or just drifting in space. It's nothing special, but that makes it even better, as nothing gets tedious even after listening to the same tunes over and over. This game is different than anything I've ever played so far. Meaning, the game teaches you a lot that you have to know about space travel, from aerodynamics to usage of fuel, different kind of fuel, staging of rockets, and even how the planets rotate and the correct maneuver you have to take to reach them. You start your career with a very small base and very limited parts you can use to create your rockets. The design, however, of your rocket ship is fully up to you. After you designed your first rocket, you will have to see if it flies or not, and in this lies the true power of Kerbal Space Program. Because you will fail. You will blow up your rocket in midair, or they won't even lift off. If they don't, you go back to the drawing board to try new things to hopefully make them launch into space this time. As you reach more and more milestones from leaving orbit to landing on different planets, you are rewarded with science points. These points can then be used in a sort of skill tree, unlocking new parts to make more powerful and flexible rockets. You also earn money and science from tasks that you can select from the mission control room. These tasks vary from reaching certain planets, building satellites or space stations in orbit, or even rescue missions. The money earned from these missions can then be spent to upgrade your own base so that you can use more parts for your rockets or space planes, or have a better communication center to keep in contact with your Kerbals that are far away in space. Money is also needed to build massive rockets. As planets are getting further away, so is the fuel and power needed to reach them and even return back home. Kerbal Space Program had me in its grip for a long time, and I must have easily played over 100 hours. This game is addictive, fun, and in a way very educational. This game lets you be creative but still keep physics in your mind. Gravity, aerodynamics, and rotation all come into play here, but after the first few hours you will be building insane and creative rockets. I hope, however, that the graphical issues like the low frame rate and occasional frame skips will be patched out in the future. But besides that, this game is very fun to play, and with all its creation tools you will be playing Kerbal Space Program for days. I give this game an excellent 9 out of 10. As always, if you like this video, hit that like button and maybe even subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.